Right, well, here to fix the MOT mess up of the other day now. So, a few bits to fix. This side light first of all. Because I have new bulb holders and what have you for it. So let's see if the new bulbs and bulb holders fit. I mean, it is a crime, there are LED bulbs, but, you know, well, the bulbs fit. The other thing is this bulb has no beam pattern, and at the back of it, to take it out I've got to unscrew it all. So let's unscrew it. You get it to the back, but the bulb has no pattern to it, so you need to check the bulb, and it appears the only way to check the bulb is to take this panel off. It's not a problem. You've got to be careful with the screws, that's all. So obviously the screws colour the area they're in. Because the screws have been painted. That makes loads of sense. I never know why people do it. So careful, lift that out. Yep, that lifts that out right there. Just separating the headlight from the back. It might be the way of doing it. It is. It's how it's done. Just that half the screws are missing. There we go. And that drops that out like so. What on earth? Oh, okay. So it's a bit of a bodge up, isn't it? Let's see if it's got the right bulb in it, shall we? So, the lens says it should be a H4. And it is a H4. I need to also uncover the side light, which is there, which is a different bulb holder. And I need to replace it with this one. So this is the side light, which typically has them fucking things on them. I don't have any of that style. However, I can put some spades on it. Should get, yep, 2 LED bulbs. Let's put all this back together then. Oh, fuck a duck. Right. Back in a minute. Right, so with a bit of brute force, I've managed to get the LED light bit actually in there now. So, I've just got to get this bulb in. Now that's interesting. Set a different way up this time. Right, so that's in. That's in. That one's in. Right. That's now more likely to stay there, so I need a little bit of lecky tape. I think I've got... Right, so I'm just going to wrap up these connections here. One, it'll stop them from coming loose, and it'll stop them from touching anything metal and making metalwork live, which on a bus is bad news, because your shell is your negative as a complete. So last thing you ever want is the shell of your bus to become live, because a very good live mean your bus will be constantly shorting out to the batteries. I'm being no expert, but I don't think batteries tend to like that. Yeah, there's more connections than soft mix in here. What's that one for? Oh, is that one? That one's broke there. So that now needs retermination. It's not a problem. And set wrong. Really wrong. Right, so that's now cut off. That in there. Clamp down on that. Hasn't bothered to clamp down. It's going to be one of them days, I can see it now. Bend that over so it's a bit fatter. Go in the hole. Get off. None of these tools are the correct tool for crimping. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, that's better. And that should nicely, and everything's in the hole, it's folded upwards. Connect into one another. There we go. Oh, that's what that's for. Okay. There's a hole behind this for changing the bulb in the future. Oh, I've left that off. Luckily about that's just that connection there. That one. Well, those will say, you've adjusted the beam angle. There was no beam angle in the first place, so doing this is not an issue. Because the beam angle was fruit anyway. So, roll that in. It's come out a bit, but that should be fine. That in there, I'll have to take that up in a minute. Let's get this back on. Judging by how the bit on the inside looks like a complete aftermarket job, I'd go to say that this is the original way of how you're supposed to change the light bulb. The bulb. So, put the last screw in that fitting. But I'm presuming, as operators are, that over the time it became easier just to cut a hole in the bulkhead, which is what's behind this. So, right, so all that's done. Screw that back up. Right, let's see if we've got some time left. Oh, hang on a minute. First of all, booster view. Let's take up that other connection. See what we've got now. So we should have two very ill-fitting side lights, which is one there, one on that side. Ill-fitting because they're LED. Then if we turn the ignition on, we should get our normal slight white ones, yeah. Turn it again. We seem to have a little bit more beam pattern now out of that one. But I won't have to tell until everything's like running and it's properly dark and we're a little bit further away from here, but I can't because the side's still off this at the moment. So let's put this panel back on now. And then we can complete the crime against 1991. So this is a green bolt. So that would have gone somewhere down there. It's in that hole there. Where did that screwdriver go? Screwdriver's all the way in there. That's just ridiculous. That one does it, that it screws it up. Get that one out. Got a cream bolt. I think the bulb was in upside down on that one, which is why it didn't show any beam pattern, because then it would have been plugged in the wrong way around. So full beam would have been normal beam, and full beam doesn't have a beam pattern to it. It's just full output. So that is that crime against 1991 completed. Key will shut again. Like so. So now we can move to, I'm going to have to sort the exhaust out, but before we do, we're going to look at the rear lights, which is another crime against this. If I put my side lights on again, so at the back you'll see that they have come brighter. I think this unit's on its way out. But we shall. So 2 minutes later, what we're going to do, we're going to unplug the light fitting, which is just a friction fit, and then down here, I'm going to just spray, pointing down like that. So that will clean them contacts. Now the lights are a little bit harder to do. You're going to have to lean in here. And just salt them like that. So you've got to leave it for 15 minutes before you turn the electrics back on. It's non-corrosive and stuff like that, so it's just cleaning the gunk off. So we're going to do the same with this side here. So we're going to unplug it, which on this one is, well, it was a nightmare, but it's not so much of a nightmare now. Unplug it, spray it in there, just let it drip out. It's horrible feeling stuff. And do the same for that one in there. Because I know on one of them the pins were knackered. The other ones that we're going to do is the indicators, because the indicator ones, at least on the side, were a bit naff. I mean, the one on the near side failed on test and I had to hit it to make it work again. So let's just quickly investigate that. Now these ones are a little bit on the tricky side because they're a really rubbish design, if I'm honest. It's just two flathead screws, but they're not your normal flathead screws. They're bastards of a. So these, you literally, I think it was this screwdriver, yeah, that one we used last time. So these, you just turn them. So, and the cracking noise is slightly discerning, but honestly it's normal. But there'll be a point where they do just crack off and then they just pull out. Like so. That one needs turning a little bit more. So that should now be free. There we go. So let me bring you around it. This really cracked contact thing where it's like a little triangle and it turned and that locks it in this keyhole here. As you can see here, it works very well in trapping the rubber as well. So yeah, they're not very good design really. But that's that one out. So this bulb also failed on testing. We had to hit it to make it work, and as you can see, it's just a bit knackered. So what we're going to do is we're just going to spray it and see how good this stuff is. So we'll spray the bottom of the bulb, obviously. Right, then I'll put the bulb just there on the floor. spray in there, let that dry out because that's quite wet. And we're going to do the same with the other side. Now the other side's even more of a nightmare because you need 2 screwdrivers. Because them plastic bolts are so good, right, that they fail. You'll see that one side has been replaced by a Phillips head screw. So, yeah, that's how good them screws are. Plastic pieces of crap. Wow, that's a big one. Okay. So that one, and then spin that 90 degrees. And then this one should also lift off. He seems to have painted them with these on, which is it's a crime in itself, really. Right, so that's that. This bulb hat shows the same signs as being corroded to knackery. So let's spray this. Leave that on the floor. I'll put it next to the dragging end and just spray in there. All that's left to do is the exhaust. Now I can't do the exhaust until the exhaust paste turns up, but I can do part of it, I think. I've got the new clamps here for that. Courtesy of Lanky Bus and Truck. So the new clamps will hold the exhaust on, which it also failed on. So we just need to wait for my parcel to turn up and then... Right, so it's been about 15 minutes since we've done this spraying. Oh, we'll just put that one back in. I know it's been about 15 minutes because I've checked over the other bus we're taking. That is that one put back in. See if that works in a minute. This side's a little bit easier because there's all this cord on it. Because of the way we've done it, I've got to hold both sides. So you could check out our merch while I'm doing that. So, and then we'll put this indicator back. I'm not going to start it because I don't want to flow any fluid. See how there's a darkening of the bulb? Normally means they're on the way out. What is it? Rather than mess about with bulbs, got some new ones. Just got to get them in the bleeding hole. I think that's it. What we'll do is we'll power them on before we put the lenses on, and then if they're not right we can have a tinker. But let's walk that way around, it'll be easier. Nearly decapitate my head on that. I always forget that bonnet's up. Same with this one, I'm just going to plug the bulb in. Fit that one. There we go. Right, let's try this. I can't reach the hazard switch from here, it's too tall. But the screwdriver can. Right, so let's have a quick wander round. So that one is clearly working. Have a wander to the back. Let's have a look. They're clearly working. Wander to the side. This one is clearly working, so we can put the lens back on that one. And the two at the front are clearly working as well. So let's get these lenses back on. Now, on this bus, we're quite lucky that we can do this without the engine running, actually. always comes down quicker than I expect it to. Right, so let's have a look at this. We should have condition on, presents. And because I've got low air pressure, the brake lights stay on this. Well, I've got tails. See if I can weight down the brake lights to see if I can get brake lights. Because of the style of selector it is. That reverse light is giving me issues on this side. Did this the other day, we had reverse lights and then we gave up with reverse lights. Guaranteed that the pin will come from the reversing light on that side. Let's have a look. There we go. Amazing what happens when you plug something in it, isn't it? So that now can be all screwed in. See, because the ironic part with these lights is, right, is although that's LED, that's LED, that's LED, and that's LED, that's a normal bulb. There we go. And put this back on. Tracked at the bottom, because that helps it get on. Helps it fit the it's on this side already. There we go. Flip that over. Brake light should still be on, but I think the broom is slipped. We've got all lights, which is a good start. Yeah, I think we've lost brake lights because we lost pressure. I think. Well, we'll find out. Down the brake lights on. When the air pressure builds, it should go out. So what I've discovered is when this was low in air, obviously the brake lights come on, but with the LED fittings, you have to press the brakes first for it to release the brake lights. But everything working. So next job. Right, so next on the list of MOT failures, a bit bust on that date, is this exhaust pipe, which has been already swapped out and replaced. See, it's nice and shiny now. I know light's not that great, but you know, what we got to work with. Right, need some clamps, which I'm gonna put on now. in there. How good this clamp's going to be. It's a little bit on the larger side. As long as it snugs it up, that'll be fine. It's the other side that needs to seal, really. The other side that I'm worried about, because it has to seal. So, although the front one needs to be, the rear one needs to be redone, this one should be able to. So the majority of this fitting actually fits, it's just this top bit here where it doesn't. It doesn't because when we put it all on, it took a absolute beating to get it off. Put it all down, didn't it? I don't want to sit in here now. Out my head. Should be able to with great difficulty now because one hand is covered in exhaust paste. Much tighter fit. That into there. Hopefully all this should squeeze down. And create a decent connection. Take this glove off. I can always go get another one. Let's make sure I've got the hand around. Just put the hand in it. Horrible stuff. Hardens through the heat of the exhaust. So, in my eyes, that means run it. The exhaust get hot, so the paste hardens. So guys, the battery's running a bit flat now. I'm going to charge it up, but there's nothing really now I can do until I have this drag link end here. Once that's in, then that is everything done. Everything the guy wanted at the test station doing has been done. There's a few other things we found along the course which we'll attend to at the time, but that is everything that he's found. We are going to see if Ian will adjust the front brakes at some point to make them a little more stronger. They did pass the test, but just by 1%, so we'd rather them be a little bit more grunty than pass the test by 1%, so we're going to work on that. Other than that, everything else is now ready and done. Everything is just, well, it's to find out if it holds up to go to the test or not, isn't it? So, but as soon as that's it, I'll get filming with that. It might be a very quick job on Friday morning or Saturday morning to get that under and done. It's been done. You'll notice the wheel, although I've got a bit to tidy up, the wheel is back on. Needs torquing up still. My 30mm socket has wandered, I need to find it. But everything that is now done, but I didn't film it because I got slightly suppressed. MOT checking, that heap of crap there. So, with that said, there's still a few minor tweaks to do on Saturday morning, but for now it will stay sat, it'll be happy. So, yeah, that is this MOT prep video and fix it up video done. So if you've enjoyed the content, please do like, comment and subscribe. If you really liked us and you fancy supporting us, please do have a look at patreon.com/Mancbuses, where you become a member for as little as £1, and that just helps us and shows support with running our vehicles. Or you can go and become a member of Town and District Transport Trust, which is the wonderful shed that we store our vehicles in. All help is very much welcomed to the preservation societies. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Come take my